we can do a hockey bet. NBA is a preference here, but what do you want? And I would love to caucus on a game one bet that we can all feel good about. And that way there are no excuses.
A game one basketball bet or
a game one basketball bet between the Heat and Celtics, guys. Come on, we got to break this streak.
What's the line according to
Is it just
DraftKings?
the one bet, or does it have to be a parlay?
No, we've got to have a parlay. It's got to be a parlay.
Boosted parlay.
We are 0 for 11 on parlays, at least in part because Billy. Most
parlays are hard to win.
Parlays are a scam.
Yeah.
Go on, because Billy,
I was just going to say, because Billy was asking his sister for parlay advice and wasn't pouring in a lot of data and research to what it is that he was doing. He was just sort of flippantly choosing the parlays. Do I have this wrong?
Well, because it was dumped on Billy's lap. Billy didn't even know we were doing it, and then the people that agreed to do it just disappeared, so I had to come up with picks every week.
All right, well, we're fixing that now. And I want you to be a part of the process in helping us pick a certified winner here.
And we're doing this for tonight. We want to do.
Well, there's no games.
There's no
tonight.
games.
Yeah.
There's no games anywhere, which is
We can't
another reason I'm
lose.
so pissed off at the NHL.
How do you not do Panthers tonight?
How
Heat
do you
tomorrow?
not?
Did you
How?
just-
How?
did you
How?
just-
How do you
Did you
Explain it
just
to me.
throw a wire at the phone? There's nothing to bet on tonight. There's
Well,
no
there's
bet
baseball.
that can be made.
I mean,
There's nothing to bet on.
You don't want to bet baseball? What about a
There's
Billy?
always something.
Billy, what about a Marlins bet? What is there a Marlins
No,
bet?
we are not getting back to DraftKings with a cutesy little Marlins bet when they're asking for a game one bet. Look at the lines, courtesy of DraftKings, and give us a winner.
Okay, we will give it to you tomorrow. We will give you a winner tomorrow since it doesn't have to be until today.
Why don't we start Al Horford over
Yes.
10.5 points?
Yeah.
That's a lock.
You think so?
Yep.
With Bam?
Oh, Bam,
Was-
get out of here.
Do we like the
You're
under?
a Bam game.
Do we like the under in a game one?
The under is 204. These are very good defenses.
So wait, Al over 10.5 points.
Yeah.
And the under.
I hate betting unders, though. I'm always scared to bet unders. And
Who
it's
wants to root for stuff to not go in?
Here's a good
I
thing
mean,
about an under.
That's the market inefficiency, isn't it?
The
Yes.
great thing about an under is when the game tips, you're winning. And you're winning most of the time. It's a great feeling when you're winning a bet most of the game.
I like the Stros tonight. I got to be honest.
If we're not doing
We're not
baseball,
doing
it's
I was
baseball.
just
game
putting
one.
it out there.
you like the Stros.
I
Do we-
do. They're good.
How about this?
Do they need it tonight? Can we give it to them tomorrow morning?
Do we like the Panthers to win game one? I think we like the Panthers to win game one.
I bet-
Let's ask Billy. He's the biggest Panther fan I know. Do you like the Panthers to win game one against the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Minus 150, huh?
My bet.
That's a heavy favorite.
My bet would go the other way. My bet would be Panthers win by more than a goal, and the Panthers over on goals scored. So what is the goal over? It's going to be like 3.5 on.
So
goals
you want to
scored?
go just you want to respond to the NBA game one with an NHL parlay? Cool. We'll do that.
I'm just telling you that is what I would keep putting out there because I want to bet on the Panthers being the Panthers in a game.
And the Stros, right?
So we're
you know what I'm loving
and the
right
Marlins.
now? To score and assist props. I love those right now.
Well, you liked you were appalled. Giannis yesterday had 55.5 as points, assists, and rebounds was the over under 55.5, and he ended up getting to 54. 55.5 is absurd.
That was a bad beat.
It's absurd. Yes, he had.
I've never seen anything like that. 55.5.
55.5 is totally insane as a combination of statistics. But what do you like, Mike? How about PJ Tucker over 6.5? Because PJ Tucker was over 6.5 points in a lot of the games. It might be higher at home, but in the games in Philadelphia, 6.5 was the over.
You can get
under
him over 1.5 threes at plus 175.
I like that. I also like the point total because that's 2 corner threes and 1 flip shot.
That's right. Max Strus. That's why the half is there. It's also a free throw. Max Strus.
Love that.
Can we buy the hook down or what?
Max Strus.
can't
For the
on
love of God.
I love buying
I like that
hooks.
PJ Tucker one.
How about Max Strus 11.5? 11.5 has been the number on over under on Max Strus.
On DK, it's 12.5 for game one.
That's
high.
Do we like the under on the total? Because not everybody can score over on their player props, and this total
I know,
become
you don't
under.
want to be rooting though against Max Strus,
No.
do you? You don't want to.
No, I would never
All
bet
right, let's
against
put
Max.
this away.
idea.
We're
I
gonna
like
put,
the PJ Tucker one.
What's the over on PJ again?
1.5 threes plus 175.
And what's the point total?
I don't see the point total on him on DraftKings.
All right. Well, 1.5 threes can be exciting because
Maybe
we'll be
by
in that.
tomorrow it'll be
We'll be
up.
in that bet all game long. Like, it's honestly, all it takes is 2 trips down the court.
You would have lost that bet 3 times last series.
Yeah,
But
that's why the number is where it is.
Right.
That's why I liked it as 6.5 points, because it didn't require it to just be threes. I did not trust him to make 2 threes in a game.
You would have lost that bet twice last series, but you would have won it, 4 times, I think.
Like that PJ Tucker.
Let's do funniest thing from the sports weekend, and we will circle back around and see if there's anything else.
I need to give them an
Heat
answer
game.
today, guys. This is so annoying.
The Stros. I mean,
Just stop it with the Stros. Stop it with the hockey. Give me a game 1. 2 bets. Come on, guys.
Funniest thing from the sports weekend.
Hey, people, tell us what in the sport made you laugh hardest this weekend. It is a segment we call What Made You Laugh This Weekend.
9-1 in the last 10. I mean, Stros.
What is the number on Boston for points scored in the game? Can you parlay that with the Boston
we can.
under on total points scored?
I'm pretty sure we can do the PJ Tucker over 3s and the Boston team total under. We'll get you that number in a second.
I'd like to remove myself from this. It seems like Dan's bet, and he's making all the calls here, and I don't want to be attached to that. I mean,
well, you feel free to
I like the
offer
Stros.
anything
The
other than
Stros.
Astros.
Well, that's who I like. I mean, I look, that's who I like.
Roundhouse kick you.
But you feel free. Mike wants an answer to this, and you're saying, I don't want to take control of it. Mike's demanding that by the end of this segment, we have a parlay bet that we feel confident about, and you guys don't want to be attached to any of it because we're now 0-11.
Yeah, and Dan's always like lamenting that it's 0-11, so Dan's going to have at least half of this. Half of this is going to be on his
hand.
hand.
Is it going to be? Is it going to be a 4-team parlay?
No, let's go 2. Most of them
4.
have been 2.
You want to go 4? We need a 2 first. I mean, 4.
Come on, guys.
Jesus.
We're not going to win a 4-teamer.
I say
4.
go full homer bet. Full homer bet that bets on. What you want to be right about is the Miami Heat with days of rest, Boston coming off of that series, an overinflation on Boston's value because they've beaten 2 teams. One of them was injured. The other was in disarray. And so Boston's value, you just heard Amin say, Miami's better than Boston. Boston's favored in the series -160, at least in part because they've gotten a lot of credit for what it is they've done in the first 2 series.
You took Phoenix last night.
That's right, -6. And I also had Dallas under 99.
So PJ Tucker over on 3s, Boston team total under. It's Dan's bet. Dan's bet only if it loses. Got it.
Perfect.
Team
Funniest thing-
total for the Celtics, by the way, is 101.5. So you're
All
going
I
in
like
on-
that.
Go
Dan.
under. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Do we have a bet?
And
Yeah,
put it
and
on
the
me.
Stros.
Put
And
it
the
on.
Stros,
Put it
thank
on
you.
my forehead. Also, put the Stros in there and add, or like put parenthetically.
Maybe the Angels, the Halos. I mean, they're coming.
Astros and what was the and Panthers, but also parenthetically, Panthers -1.5 goals and Panthers over 3.5 goals.
Put it parenthetically. We tried to warn you of those cash. It won't be part of
That's
this
right.
bet, but we try to give you
That's
free
right.
winners or
Lewis,
losers.
what was the funniest thing from the sports weekend? Hold on a second, Lewis. We've got a sponsor.
Before we get to that, Lewis, the funniest thing from the sports weekend is presented by CBD MD.
What's the funniest thing from the sports weekend, Lewis?
Dan, Meadowlark Media sent Roy and myself to D.C. to cover hockey, and that media press box was the whitest thing I've ever seen. Everyone was in a suit. I felt out of place, but we had a blast.
What happened, Billy? You have commentary here?
Well,
or
I
you
have a
just
question.
face?
I'll save it for my funniest thing when it gets to me.
It's gotten to you.
Okay. My funniest thing from the sports weekend was Lewis and Roy went, and I don't want to bring this up because Lewis is probably going to get mad at me. They went to Washington to cover the hockey game, and Lewis appeared to be wearing nonstop those blue light glasses that are supposed to protect your eyes from blue light, but like he was looking at the Washington Monument with them on, so he was wearing fake glasses that had no prescription.
Dan, my wife said I look cute in the glasses, so I left the glasses on.
Attaboy.
So that's your funniest thing, Billy?
That
Well,
he was
it was
wearing
fake
fake
glasses,
glasses.
Blue light
the whole
glasses?
weekend. Yeah, just for.
He likes how
I
they
could
look
try again
for
if you want.
style, but no, it's just we just.
Antonio Alfonseca was dressed in full Marlins uniform, dancing on the scoreboard.
Winningham, what was the funniest thing from the sports week? What were the highlights of the '97 Marlins thing, Billy? I wanted to talk to you about this. Like, what was the
They lost
greatest
the
of the
series,
stuff?
so.
But what about the guy? Did you enjoy seeing that Alex Arias looked exactly the same? He looked
really does.
He looks like he hasn't aged a single day. It was the weirdest thing.
Kurt Abbott was also taking the game very seriously, the celebrity or I guess alumni softball game. And when Kurt Abbott got a hit, he like like line one by the third baseman, Jim Leland, was being interviewed. He said, "I don't remember him ever doing that for me."
I
love Leland.
I love Grumpy Leland so much. It's so much.
Pitcher's pitch.
And just him wandering around. It's not just pitcher's pitch. He's like, I don't understand. When I was coming up, Koufax, 94 on the black, strikeout. Alfonseca, 94 on the black, upper deck. Whittingham, what was the funniest thing from the sports weekend?
The Pittsburgh Pirates winning a game at 1-0 while getting no hit.
That's funnier. That's funnier to say. Yeah, the Reds lost a game in which they threw a no-hitter and are now 9-26. Mike Ryan, what was the funniest thing from the sports weekend?
I hate to punch them while they're down, but I did enjoy all the memes and comedic content that went out into social media once the Maple Leafs once again biffed it.
Their fans were fighting each other.
They displayed more fight in the arena than they did on the ice.
You really wanted Tampa. You wanted Tampa.
Oh, yeah. So does my wife.
Yeah.
She's a maniac. And
she's crazy.
She's a maniac.
Yeah.
She's an insane woman for this team.
Yeah, she's legitimately crazy.
Got to go through Tampa.
Yeah, there was like one person 2 rows in front of us that yelled at her, "Hey, you're not very nice." And I had to hold her back as she tried to climb over 2 rows because she wanted to claw his eyes out. She's a maniac about this Panther team, but in her heart of hearts, she admitted, I want to be the one that ends Tampa.
Exactly.
And not as a Panther fan. She specifically wants to just go to Tampa and level the city.
Who doesn't?
God, tell me about it, brother.
Exactly your revenge, Dan. That's how you do it. I mean,
Stugotz,
cups.
what was the funniest thing
Chris
from
Paul.
the sports weekend? Yes, it's pretty good.
Thanks.
Can't even dispute it.
Yep.
I'll go Michelle Tafoya wandering into the mix with the take of, while watching the Angels broadcast, enough with Shohei Ohtani.
The hell is.
Is that the team broadcast? What is she doing?
Enough with Shohei Ohtani is
We've never seen Shohei Ohtani before. It's been a year.
I'm just
Literally
learning
never
about
seen
him.
this.
What's with everyone becoming Stugotz?
The Stugotz is strong in everyone. I've said it forever.
So PJ Tucker over on 3s, 1.5. Boston team total under.
Panthers -1.5.
Possibly the
Astros,
Stros.
And the Stros.
Also,
Hellos.
Marlins. Billy, you want to get some Marlins in here? Anything Marlins related?
Eh.
We'll save that for the hockey game.
Yeah,
one.
exactly.